Before jumping into today's video, I'll tell you a little bit of background about myself. My name is Nivedita and I've done Bachelor's of Engineering in Computer Science, after which I worked in Bangalore as a software engineer. I worked for about 3 years, during the course of which I started my preparations. And after that, I thought that I would resign from my job and start preparing on a full-time basis. And the reason that I did not opt for any coaching is because I'm married and I also have a daughter who is now about 4 years old. But during that time, she was the baby and she also went through the toddler phases. So, for me, leaving everything behind and going to Delhi or to some other place for that matter was just not feasible at that time. So, I decided to make a self study. Then this was my sixth attempt in which I cleared, and now I am posted as Assistant Director General of Foreign Trade under the Indian Trade Service. So that's a little bit about my background. Now coming to the video topics, the first point, I've made a list so that I go in the correct order. First thing is that you should remember this exam is not an exam of talent. You should have a proper direction and you should also have a proper strategy, because in this exam, the fact that the people are applying for this exam, they are confident about themselves that they are talented and they are ready to put in that hard work and determination that is required. So most people, there will be many people who are like more talented than us, but the thing is, you should have the correct direction, correct strategy. Even I realized this very late in my in my preparations. So coaching is, in this case, it might help, or even in self study, it's better that you go through certain videos and previous year's toppers videos, that you have a proper direction and proper strategy, and also always have a prelims mains combined approach. So the next point is previous year question paper analysis. I just can't stress enough how important this is. See, previous year question paper analysis, you have to do both for your prelims as well as your mains. So how to do it? For prelims, don't just start from first question to 100th question directly. Okay, do it topic wise. So one day you just do that. You can Google previous year UPSC prelims questions geography. Next time, previous year UPSC prelims questions topic wise history. Okay, so do that. What I did in my last attempt was that I did only like about 45 minutes and I used to do about 5 to 10 questions in those 45 minutes. So do it slowly, understand properly that which areas are more important. Try to understand that. You can find out, see if the questions are continuously getting asked from a particular area for many years, so you can give more importance to those particular areas. For example, in history, questions come from the freedom movement. So when you're revising that last 1 week before your prelims, when you don't have enough time to revise everything, revise these topics. So like that, do the previous year question paper analysis for about 10 years for both your prelims and mains, and do it topic wise. So the next point is test series. Even test series is like very important for both your prelims as well as mains. Okay, so now how many test series to write? That is your individual choice. There are certain people who write about 100 test series, 100 mock test, and there are certain people who write about 30. So I believe that 30 though you do. Okay, what I used to do is that I would do on the weekends, that is weekends one paper, and about weekday Wednesday like that one paper. So more than that, if I had given importance to my mock test series, I wouldn't have enough time to prepare, revise, study current affairs, etc. So this is how I did it. And even for mains answer writing is like very important, right? Test series, so do that. So the next point is NCRTs. See, we are just busy running around current affairs and studying new materials. But the thing is, every year there are few questions that comes from the NCRTs. So try that you don't get these questions wrong. We always think that there are many questions which comes from current affairs, few questions from NCRTs. So we focus more on current affairs. But the thing is, current affairs, no matter how much you study, it's never like it's over, you're done with all the current affairs. That doesn't happen. But in NCRTs, once you finish everything, at least you're sure that those little questions which comes, at least those you're going to get it correct. So it will, getting these questions right will help you those 5 questions which will put you either inside the list or outside the list. These can be those 5 questions, okay, at the end, So give importance to the NCRTs. Make sure that you know everything from the NCRTs that are present. And first do the 11th and 12th one, then go back to 6th to 10th NCRTs. So the next point is current affairs and newspapers. You have to focus on current affairs and newspaper for both your prelims as well as your mains. See, you know that in prelims there are many questions that comes from the current affairs, and even in mains, current affairs helps you to provide a link. You might think that you're reading the monthly magazines, but reading current newspapers at least for about 30 minutes in one day, it will help you provide a link between all the current affairs. And mostly the topics, it'll get repeated in the newspapers, so it's also a type of revision for you. So you will know the in and out of it, and places when in news also keeps repeating in the newspaper, so you will be knowing. It is helpful even in your mains, that is especially GS2 and GS3. There are like so many questions that comes from the current affairs every year. So that is one thing that I did. Then the next thing is answer writing. See, answer writing before your prelims, you can do like about 5 questions every afternoon. You can just write all the subjects. Don't forget ethics, don't forget essay paper and your optional subject. All the papers write like that. And once your prelims gets over, then you can take any test series and practice for full 3 hours writing, because you get tired, you have to practice that. Okay, then keep it like, don't on your ACs and all, off your AC, and you can put fan slowly and just finish in those 3 hours. You do it like morning, afternoon, next day again morning, afternoon, so like that. You should know that how strong you are to finish all those papers on time. So keep practicing. Initially, even if you can't finish the papers on time, it's okay. Keep practicing and keep practicing. This is very important when it comes to mains, because mains is all about answer writing, how you present the answer to the examiner effectively. So the next is optional subject. Focus more on your optional subject. See, if you have seen the previous year's toppers mark sheet, you'll get to know that in the GS papers, everyone's marks is almost the same. It is the optional subject in which, if you get very high marks, it will improve your rank, or it can even put you inside the list or put you outside the list. So this optional subject is very important. My optional was sociology, and since I come from an engineering background, I was used to like scientific methods and like formulas and stuff. So initially this became a little difficult for me. So what I did was I made use of a YouTube channel called as Sleepy Classes. It was there. So they had good explanation about sociology. So I used that and I prepared my optional from that site, and I also supplemented it with standard books. So the next point is utilizing online resources. See, that now the UPSC Civil Services exam has evolved so much that only the traditional books are not enough. You have to continuously make use of the online resources that are present. Use Google, okay? Whenever you get something in news and you don't know about that, just type that and put UPSC. You'll get, for example, the Israel-Palestine war recently. You have to know the history about this, all of these things. So just Google it constantly. You have to use it almost every day. So you'll get to know about various reports, various military exercises, various international organizations, summits, etc. Google it continuously, and if you want, you can make your separate notes and keep, so that you can revise this. So these are the main things that I did in my self-study preparation, because I did not attend the coaching classes. And I hope this is helpful for you, and see you again in my next video. Bye.